Great Outdoors is probably my most quoted movie.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I do say Satan is good, Satan is my pal all the time. And I always quote I've never seen someone drive their trash to the end of the driveway.
And mash it in with a hoe.
And Red Rover, let Ray go on over.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
It is.
But I loved it. I mean, it's just it's something that I've watched since I was little.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I got you.
I'm a little biased on it.
Yeah. That's
But
right.
I mean, Jalissa had never seen it, and when we first got together, introduced her to it, and she just randomly watches it.
Yeah.
That's why I was super surprised it wasn't on anything, because we had just watched it like 3 weeks ago, like
Really?
streaming.
Really?
So they had to have just taken it off. Whatever,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Of course.
Pain.
Yeah.
Freaking stupid.
It'll come back on something.
Did it skip on you?
It did.
Yeah.
Like, it was in the morning. It was like the beginning of the movie. It skipped and it went like right to the dog.
Yeah.
And then just went on. I didn't miss anything. So.
I spent like 40 minutes rewinding it and trying to anti-skip the skip.
Dang.
He's dedicated.
Yeah.
That
I was
is
like, I got to see
dedicated.
every
I'm not.
frame of this movie.
I mean,
That's not me.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he's already seen it.
I was gonna say,
I
yeah.
put off the movie till today.
I think I've seen this movie probably 40 or 50 times.
Really?
Easily.
I've seen
yeah.
it probably 10.
Yeah.
And probably 8 of them at your house. When we were kids.
Yeah. It's one of my. That's why Jay chose this.
Yeah.
Because it's something that we just watched all the time.
He was saying that it was going to be kind of like My Strange Wilderness, where it's like...
Yeah.
Kind of niche.
Yeah.
It's your basic late 80s, early 90s.
Comedy. Yeah.
You know, Tom Hanks comedy, man.
In the famous neighborhood.
Yep.
I mean, if they would have panned the camera a little bit, you would have seen the Psycho house and the Munsters house.
Really?
It's all on the same street.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
the whole set is.
So they still have it like it's
Yeah,
set
you
up
can
and
tour it.
everything?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome. That's cool.
It's a back lot.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the Movies with Chill podcast. I am your host, Chill. Today we'll be reviewing The Burbs from 1989. The Burbs is a dark comedy directed by Joe Dante and written by Dana Olsen.
There is only Zoo.
What's
his last name?
Olsen.
It says Zool Olsen. Got it.
Based loosely on the childhood experiences of Dana Olsen. Starring Tom Hanks, Bruce Dern, Carrie Fisher, Rick
Ducommun.
Yeah.
and Corey Feldman.
Rick passed away recently, I think, right?
Did he?
I think so.
Really? Oh.
That's too bad.
When eccentric new neighbors move into the suburbs, Ray Peterson suspects something more sinister is afoot. Is that apt description?
I think so, yeah.
It's as close as it's going to get.
Right.
Yeah.
It's as close as it's going to get.
As always, I am joined by David and Lee. How are you boys doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi.
Yeah. And we were going to have a guest, Jay, on, but unfortunately he wasn't able to make it.
Yeah.
So, TBD
Strike one, Jay.
for another
Strike one.
time.
It's strike one. I said, well, we're still going to do the Burbs. And he
Strike
goes,
one.
well, I have more to choose from. I'm like, all right.
Sounds
Strike
good.
one, you know,
I'm
shame
excited.
on you.
Yeah. Strike two, shame on us. Seriously.
Not going to get strike two.
No.
Not going to get striked again.
No.
Have you guys watched anything new this week?
Yeah.
Yeah?
By recommendation, I watched Eric.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was-
What's that on?
Netflix.
Netflix. Benedict
It's good.
Cumberbatch.
It is.
Okay.
It's
Is it a movie?
It's a series.
Series.
It's I think it's 5 or 7 episodes. It's set in the 80s in New York, and Benedict Cumberbatch is a puppeteer for a children's show that he created, and he has a boy, and the boy goes missing.
Okay.
And Benedict Cumberbatch is basically, he's an alcoholic, and he also has paranoid schizophrenia. He goes off the rails, man, and he starts talking to the puppet that he's creating, like can't control responding to it, you know, in public.
Oh, shit.
I mean, and there's parts where he's wandering New
so
York City.
it's a drama?
It is.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And there's a lot of really good social commentary stuff in this series. It's really worth a watch.
It's hard to watch at
It's
some points,
intense.
too. Yeah. It's one of those that as soon as I'd watch through it, I don't think I'd ever want to watch it again, if I'm being honest with
See,
you.
I probably would, because I think Benedict Cumberbatch did such
Oh,
a
I think
great
so, too,
job.
No, he's fantastic. Yeah.
He's so good.
Some of the other subject matter, and no spoilers,
Right.
but like...
He's not helping his cause.
No.
Yeah.
And he's an asshole in the
Yeah.
movie, or in the show. But it's really good.
Yeah. So
I highly recommend it.
I started, it's on season 2 now, but The Big Prize Door.
Okay.
Or Big Door Prize.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it? Have you watched it at all?
No.
So it has Chris O'Dowd on it. It's on Apple TV. He plays a teacher, and he's married to Cass, but Gabrielle Dennis is his wife, and I don't know what she does for a living. I can't remember, but she creates like all the T-shirts and so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they live in this little town, and out of nowhere, this like arcade machine shows up at the hardware store, and it's called Morph. It says discover life's possibilities. So you get in and it tells you what your potential could be.
Really?
Like, or what your potential is. So they get in,
Wow.
they enter their social security number, they put their hands on the machine,
Yeah.
and it pops out what they should be.
Really?
So it turns the entire town upside down. Like the principal of and it's a comedy.
Yeah.
The principal of the school says biker, so she buys like a Harley.
Nice.
And
And get like Fire Watcher.
and so he's very much like
speed bump.
yeah, he's very much like, this is ridiculous because all these people are changing their life, and his wife secretly does it, and her card says royalty.
Really?
And she's like, I have no idea
Nice.
what to do with
How
this,
do
you
you
know?
do royalty?
And so he gets up in the middle of the night, and he's like, God. So he goes and gets the hardware store guy out of bed, and he finally does it, and his says teacher. And he's like, what the F? It says teacher / whistler because he whistles all the time.
Yeah.
It's a really funny show. They're
You got-
30
you
minute
nailed it.
episodes.
You got
Yeah.
what you were supposed to be.
Oh
Good job.
yeah. It's really good.
No, I don't want this.
Right. But then he was content. He was like,
I'm good.
Yeah, but
That's
everyone
cool.
else like gets all these crazy things, and
Yeah.
he got teacher / whistler.
You pull yours, and it's like ninja.
Yeah. One of the kids gets hero,
Yeah.
and so he's like, I don't know what that means. You know,
Right.
like what am I
Right.
supposed to be doing? But yeah, it's
What
pretty
are you
cool.
supposed to- What would you do?
So I have an anime recommendation.
What?
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
Left field.
I think that the title explains itself. It's called That Time That I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
I'm sorry, you lost me there. That's a never gonna happen.
Okay, it was a good.
Yeah, I think it's great. I really enjoy it so far.
How can you go about watching this TV show?
So these,
Crunchyroll,
yeah,
I bet.
Crunchyroll, yeah.
What the hell's a crunchy roll?
It's another streaming service.
Another streaming.
Nope.
Only
I have
anime
like
streaming.
I have
yeah.
12.
Only
anime.
No.
Only.
Usually get
And
like
what's it called?
Crunchyroll.
Crunchy roll.
I guarantee your
Crunchyroll.
boys know what it is,
Probably.
For sure.
and you
Yeah.
may already have a subscription.
Yeah, you
That
probably
might
already
be true.
do.
That might be true. I have everything you can
Well,
imagine.
you usually get like a 3-month free one with like Game Pass Ultimate. So
Yeah.
I stand by it. Apple makes some of the best stuff.
So-
Severance, baby, season 2 teasers.
wait.
Here we go. Is that my non-anime recommendation is
Okay.
called Dark Matter,
Yep.
which is also on Apple TV.
So I was
Is that
gonna
the-
watch it. It's number 1 right now, but
it's
it's pretty
episode.
dark, right?
Well, I wouldn't say so.
Because it's about an alternate universe, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
creates
and
a
that's
box
that's my jam.
In an alternate
that's all,
universe.
that's all English, right? It's not done.
It's all English.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought.
Jennifer Connelly, Joel Edgerton.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
I want to watch it.
That's good.
I did want to start it, but so we had watched. Oh my god! Oh, Jalissa made us watch My Best Friend's Wedding.
Oh.
Who Julie Roberts is? She's the worst villain I think of all time in
Yeah.
that movie.
as,
Okay.
in she did a bad job, or she?
No,
the
she's a
villain?
terrible person in that movie. It's all about her.
Okay.
but
Okay.
like you hate her the entire
All the way
movie.
through?
Yeah,
Love it.
Which is funny because I started watching this show and they are watching that, and he goes, "Wait, we're supposed to like Julia Roberts because she's terrible in this
Yeah.
movie." But then for like 45 minutes we let the trailers just roll, and that's
going.
where I saw this Big Door Prize show, and I said, "Well, that looks up my
That's
alley." so
great. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
no,
Cool. Awesome. Anything else? I think we're
no,
pretty much covered it.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was the first time that you guys watched The Burbs?
I don't even remember that
Yeah.
young.
That long ago.
It probably.
When did
I'm
it
gonna
come
s-
out? What year?
89.
I'm going to say on
Ben.
VHS at your house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say
Probably
we might have seen it
1990.
in the theater. Honestly,
Could have because Tom Hanks was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
You went to see everything that dude did.
yeah, absolutely.
So, the funniest thing is, like, growing up when I did, the big
You couldn't
watch,
read this book?
No.
No.
But, like, the big Tom Hanks performances that I grew up knowing was Big, you know, and then you had his
Jalissa had
Oscar
never
ones.
seen that either.
Really?
Big. She's like, what movie is this? And I'm
great.
like, you don't know what Big is?
This is
What the-
great.
That is
Yeah.
child abuse.
I agree. She's like, I was outside playing. You guys were inside watching TV. And I
No,
said,
it
I wasn't
gets
outside
dark
playing at 8 o'clock. You know,
It
like,
gets dark. We got to come in. We ain't going to bed.
we're watching Big, damn it.
Right? And sometimes it rains, so we stay indoors.
Yeah.
And
She'd
some
never
of us-
seen Castaway. We just watched Castaway.
Yeah, great.
And she's like, oh my God. She'd
She's
never
so
seen
good.
Sleepless in
Has
Seattle.
she heard
Yeah.
of Tom Hanks?
No,
Apparently.
she was like, Tom Hanks is really good.
You think?
And, yep. He's literally one of the best actors of all time, Jalissa.
Right.
So she wasn't a big
one of
fan
what,
of Sleepless
two guys
in
and one
Seattle. I like that
back-to-back
movie.
Oscars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philadelphia. I mean, like,
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt,
no, you're
but
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying is that the only way that we could get a hold of it was renting it from the library again.
Sure.
And it came in like a 3-pack of
Right.
Tom Hanks comedy movies.
Money
And I was
Pit.
like, I've never seen
The Burbs.
any of these.
She had never seen Money Pit either.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
the
priceless.
the bathtub scene to me is still one of the funniest scenes
When
ever.
he just stands there and laughs.
laughs.
Yeah.
And when he sinks in the floor and he's
I'll
like,
tell
"Woo."
you, I never identified more with Tom Hanks than I did in The Burbs. When at the end of the movie, when he goes on that rant,
Take
Yeah.
me to the hospital. I'm
jumps-
sick.
he jumps into the ambulance. I'm like, I feel that, brother.
We had to
I feel that.
We had no, we'll get there, but we had to rewind several times every single time we watch it. When he's walking out of the house and he slides down the stairs like he,
Yeah.
and you know that they had to have done that in one take
Yeah.
because you can kind of see the wires pulling the porch, you know. So they had to have done it in one take. But oh my God, we laugh every single time.
For sure.
Take me to the hospital.
I'm sick. You all right? Fine.
But just to the point of, Jalissa and I's age, we grew up with him being a semi-serious actor because he was
Yeah.
doing all of these serious
Sure.
roles.
Yeah.
So him doing like comedies other than like the known, the
Well,
known
it was a big
ones
deal when he
are big.
switched to dramatic acting.
Yeah.
Everybody thought like he was
No
like,
way.
like there's no way this guy's gonna pull off dramatic roles because
Yeah.
he was slapstick. He was,
The
your-
Flying Nuns, right? Like, wasn't he on that?
Some raunchy comedies like Bachelor Party.
Really?
He got a big push with Splash.
Turner and Hooch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a litany of just hit after hit comedies.
Really?
Yeah.
And then he did Philadelphia, and
It completely changed.
it changed his life.
Wow.
I mean,
I do like that on top of that, he is known as one of the nicest people on the planet.
Right.
Like, he just genuinely takes
Right.
time with people. And
Yeah, I've seen several things where people have sent him like typewriters because he collects he collects antique typewriters and stuff, and he'll send them letters back typed on that
Typed on it.
typewriter, and then
Yeah.
he'll sign it and
Wow.
all that cool stuff.
That is cool.
If I was going to pick one actor that I thought was the best I've ever seen, and he's never done anything I really hated except for maybe Joe versus the Volcano.
Yeah.
that's probably his worst movie, even though I still love.
Man with one red shoe.
I,
Maybe
I still say that I get brain clouds from my fluorescent lights in my office. From
you probably do.
Joe versus the Volcano. But I do have a funny story. So my wife and I's favorite band, Tommy and the High Pilots.
Okay.
Not a super well-known band, but they have multiple albums. They're based out of California. I became really good friends with them. Like, they played our engagement party.
That's cool.
Like, we were texting yesterday because he's opening for a band in St. Louis and wants us to come.
Wow.
And they opened for Rita Wilson in Santa Barbara. And so all night long, they got to hang out with Tom Hanks.
Wow.
And they were like, he was just a normal husband, proud of his wife, bought him drinks, and there was no like security. It was just, they just hung out all night long.
That's
so
really
And
cool.
they said
Awesome.
Tom was like, everything that you think about Tom Hanks is true. Like,
Wow.
he's just a cool guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be one of my like top 5
Just to
people,
meet.
just
Yeah.
to like have a conversation.
Yeah.
with.
I agree.
Everything that guy's done has just been gold. I could probably talk hours just on Band of Brothers.
Yep.
And Saving Private Ryan. Hours upon hours. Upon
Sam
hours.
Rockwell would be up there for me. Like,
Yep, he's
people I
good.
want to meet. Patrick Stewart, I'd like to meet because they say he's super nice. Ian
McKellen.
Ian McKellen. They say he's just a genuinely nice person. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Cool.
Nope.
Nice.
Rants and raves, man.
Right?
Kudos to Mr. Hanks.
So, yeah. So our icebreaker today is name one Tom Hanks survival movie that you think you could make it through.
Ugh, not Castaway. I wouldn't have made it out of the airplane. I wouldn't
Done.
have had any air.
Yeah.
I'd have not made that.
Well, I don't think Saving Private Ryan's for me.
No.
If any of them, I could probably do Saving Private Ryan if I got lucky on
Oh,
the
yeah.
beach.
I
If
mean-
got lucky on the beach, I might.
I mean,
make
The Burbs is kind of survival, isn't it?
it. Yeah, that's just
So is Big. He had to survive the big city
Those are
as a kid.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's a
I don't know. I'd probably choose Castaway.
Castaway.
It would suck.
Yeah, it would suck. How many years was that?
4.
Deserted Island. Doing something different. Is it Captain Phillips?
Oh, that'd be scary.
That would be really scary. But
Sully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sully.
I could
Oh,
land
That's a
that
great-
plane upside
Man,
down.
that scene is
think
so
so?
good.
Oh, that was he landed. He just landed in the river. It was a Denzel Washington that he landed, turned it upside
Turned
down.
upside
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were talking earlier, and I was trying to think of, you were talking about the Eric show.
Yeah.
And it's Denzel in Flight.
Yes.
That is so hard to watch
Yeah.
because he just doesn't help himself
No,
ever.
he can't.
No.
You get so frustrated with
Right.
him because he just screws up everything.
Yeah.
You can't stay sober for your court date.
Right.
I actually watched that movie 4 months before it came out.
Flight?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was a double feature where I got to be a test audience.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I signed, the reason that I got to watch it was because I was huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan, and the movie was coming out, and Marvel was worried about like the reception of it.
Right.
So AMC, I got to drive, I drove all the way down to AMC Berrywood, and then they had a test screening for double feature, so I got to watch Guardians of the Galaxy before it came out, and then Flight before it came
cool.
out, and it was a really
Flight's
good time.
fantastic.
It
I mean,
really
Guardians is fantastic,
Yeah.
but Flight is
Yeah.
really good. It's just a frustrating movie.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Guardians is right up there with Doctor Strange with me of how surprised I
You were.
was at how much I liked it.
They did it
Right.
very well.
Like
Yeah.
both of those were
That
like,
soundtrack,
wow. I didn't
man,
think
all
I didn't
three
think,
of them.
Like Annie and the boys wanted to go see Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, really? We're gonna go see this with
Yeah.
Crisp Rat?
Yeah.
Right.
And I loved it. It was
Yeah.
great.
Tangent, but mine was definitely Ant-Man. I was like,
The
we're
first
gonna,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
The first one. I was like,
Yeah,
I love Paul Rudd.
His
but like,
comedy timing is perfect.
Yeah.
in
in
that.
that one. Yeah. It's great.
And I love the end of it when the cop is like, "I'll see you around." It was all improvised. He goes, "You will? Where will you see me?" And
Where?
He goes, I meant like just around. The next time you're in
generally
trouble, and he
around.
goes, "Oh, I didn't know if you like wanted to go do something." He was like, "I don't. Do you want to go do something?" And I love that it's 100% improvised.
Right.
I just let it roll.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about The Burbs before we get into spoilers. The Burbs has a runtime of 101 minutes, and it released February 17th, 1989. Had a budget of $18 million and grossed $49.1 million. Top box office for that month: Rain Man, Three Fugitives, Beaches, number 4, The Burbs,
Wow.
The Fly 2, Her Alibi, Twins, Working Girl,
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure,
Nice.
Yeah.
and Mississippi Burning.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a hard hitter right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Talk about hating sweaty white folk. That was a good one.
Lee just added another one to his list.
Here we go. Here we go.
We just started a new
A
thing.
time
at
to
the house.
kill.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We just started a new thing at the house. We got a jar, and everybody put 5 movies in. I put like 7.
Yeah.
And on Monday we draw the movie out.
That's cool. That's
and
a
then
great idea.
we're doing the movie Friday night. So
Nice.
if it's your movie, you're responsible for getting everybody's snacks.
Okay.
And we're not going to tell you what we want. You just got to figure it out.
That's cool.
That's fun.
So
That you, Madison, Annie,
and Colton.
and Colton.
And our first one's this Friday, and we drew The Craft. Guess
Oh,
whose
nice.
movie that was?
Madison or Annie's.
There
It's
you
gotta
go.
be Annie's. Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in years. I didn't hate it when I saw it. I just
Yeah.
Did you see the big news? Practical Magic 2.
So I was
The internet's losing its mind.
Just bringing that
show has a serious cult following.
Yeah.
Listen,
Like, serious.
Chelsea might hear you say practical magic, and she will run in here.
Gonna bust
What'd
through
you
the door.
say? What'd you say?
What?
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you say about it?
Better watch
I don't
your
have
mouth.
anything bad to
Sorry.
say about
Better
it.
watch your mouth, son,
Right.
before you get spelled on.
Don't get spelled on.
So, fun facts about the movies. So, Walter's toy poodle, Queenie, was the same dog that played Precious
Yes.
in The Silence of the
That's
Lambs.
amazing.
Right.
Precious. That poor dog.
Poor dog.
I like when it runs in the movie and it has the bark soundtrack there.
And it's totally like a dude. And it's not even a dog.
Bark, 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 bark.
So, yeah, the street was shot on the Universal backlot. It has been used for many films and television shows, including Desperate Housewives. That's the one that they had on there.
Wisteria Lane.
Yeah.
God, I hate that show.
I've never watched a single episode.
You are not missing a thing.
Yeah,
and
I don't
just
plan on ever watching that show.
demands to watch it sometimes, and I'm just like, bah.
Some of the buildings have changed over time, but Walter's house is the only building on the lot that has yet to change at all. So,
That's cool.
Nice.
yeah. Anything else of detail before we get into spoilers?
No, not really.
No.
No. Okay. Would you recommend people watch this?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
If you're a Tom Hanks fan,
So watch
and
it
you're
because everyone's a Tom Hanks
a
fan.
90s comedy kind of person.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So literally nothing you said was bad.
You're not gonna.
It's-
walking away from this movie thinking
It's funny,
it's Tom Hanks'
unrealistic.
best work.
No.
Or Bruce Dern's best work.
No.
It is, however, Corey Feldman's probably
Whoa,
best work.
No way.
I mean,
No way. Stand by me. Really? Oh my gosh.
No, this one was actually believable because he was a complete and total
Well, I mean-
jackass in this movie.
Well,
also,
He wasn't
what's-
acting.
Come on, what's the vampire movie?
oh yeah,
Lost
The Lost
Boys.
Boys.
Lost Boys.
Yeah,
That's
another one.
probably his best work.
That's another one. Chelsea
This
says
is the
that.
most likable Corey Feldman.
Yeah,
Right?
I would agree with that.
he was such a doofus.
I love him
I don't
so
think
much.
he was acting at all.
No.
Well, there was no lines for
And
Corey
Mr.
Feldman.
Rumsfeld.
Who's that, man?
The pizza dude's here.
Pizza dude.
These people, they're in my house. You got to help me get them out.
They're eating all my parents' food.
I was so confused by that. Was that his house or was that his parents' house?
It's his parents' house.
parents-
He
They're
said
gone.
You
they
never
weren't
ever
coming back.
see anybody
No,
else.
because
They weren't coming back till Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
This happens over like 3 days.
Right.
Yeah, about 3 days.
It's a weekend.
Yeah.
Oh my God, when he sets a paint down and it spills all over his stereo.
I was like,
Oh
what
my
are you
God.
and he's
doing?
like flicking his
I
hands.
cringed at that.
Oh, I love it so
my
much.
Who
gosh.
paints like that?
And the sound guy, what's that called? The sound like
The boom mic?
No, the special effects guy that does all like for the movies. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking about?
yeah.
Like someone breaks a stick, so he breaks
Oh,
a
yeah,
stick.
yeah.
Yeah, the noise that he came up with for that stupid paint. It was like
Yeah.
the sloshing noise. Oh, God. So funny.
2 wet hams.
Right.
All right. Well, spoilers on your count, Lee.
That one's gonna stick.
2 wet hams.
Oh man.
Well, I'd like to announce that we're changing the name of the podcast to
Right.
2 Wet
2 Wet
Hams. Actually, let's change it to 3 Wet Hams.
Yeah, slapping together.
Our new tagline is
You slap them together, you get a podcast,
these
right?
Right.
3 wet hams are bullshit.
Yeah. This podcast is bullshit.
It is bullshit. Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
All right, on your count, Lee, whenever you get a breath.
Just whenever.
Stop crying.
Just go.
Just go.
Just go already.
All right, let's get into some trivia. All right. Question 1. Name at least 3 things Art has for breakfast after shooting The Crow in the beginning of the film.
Oh my God! This
Dog
may
food?
have been the best scene
Dog,
of the movie.
dog food,
Yes.
Okay.
ribs,
Yep.
Sausage.
pancakes,
Yeah.
eggs, bacon.
A pineapple, but he didn't eat it.
He didn't eat it. He did
didn't
grab the
eat it.
pineapple.
Yep.
My favorite part was when he reached up and grabbed the dog.
Oh
food
my God.
and
That's
ate it
all
and
I
didn't
had,
like
too.
it.
Yeah.
So for like, but yeah, and then he
didn't like
but
it.
then he chews it and swallows it.
Yeah.
I was like,
But it took me probably till I was a like young adult to catch that. I never
That
caught
he was
it.
eating dog
Really?
food.
Yeah.
It was great.
Would I miss anything?
I didn't have any other notes for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys
I
hit them
think
all.
that's it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The sausaging. It's in that freaking maple syrup.
Right.
He dumps the entire thing of
Thing.
maple
He takes
syrup.
the empty maple syrup, puts it back in the refrigerator,
And grabs a new
grabs
one.
a new one. And who keeps maple syrup in
Two
the
of 'em, yeah.
refrigerator?
Well, when you
Lord,
have
it's like-
Art as a neighbor.
Good Lord.
What street did Skip live on?
Oh, man.
Oh.
You guys are going to kick yourself if you don't know it.
I am going to kick myself because I don't know it.
Hold on.
Elm.
I don't. I really don't know.
It's Elm.
Nice. Nice. Freaking Skip. They started
What's-
noticing a smell.
Yeah. There's a neighbor named Freddie just coming down the lane.
Yeah,
too,
no kidding.
What's the name of the book?
Oh man, I can't tell the whole title of the book, but it's something like demonology and something. I couldn't read it.
Satanism, something.
Yeah.
The Theory and Practice of Demonology.
There you go.
What's Art's middle name?
Oh,
Yeah, I have no idea.
my goodness
That's
gracious!
a deep cut.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, I think they say it a single time, and
Probably.
yeah.
Well, it's put for a joke, but I had Safety Lewis.
I don't remember.
His middle name was Safety.
Oh.
Yeah,
He said
Dash
it
Lewis.
when he climbed up the pole
Yeah.
to cut the thing. And
Villains are hot.
his fingernails are black.
And his stupid credit cards.
Like, you should be dead.
What did Warner think Roy saw in the basement?
Skulls.
That's correct.
Yep. You looked in my furnace. You
Found
found
one of my
my skulls.
Whoa.
I don't have a bonus question for
That's
you.
all right.
guys
No
this
bonus
time.
question.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
we're like 3 for 4.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty close to it.
Those are some pretty deep
was a
bones.
deep cut.
Well,
that
I
was a deep
figured
cut.
since you guys watched it so many times, I was
Yeah.
like, well, I'm going to have to.
I thought I missed it. Like,
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah, I do remember the part where he said safety.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
All right. Well, let's get into our not so long form discussion.
Sweet.
It's night. Yeah.
Yep.
And he's walking over to the Klobexes and the.
What did she tell him to do? She told him to go outside and do something. He goes outside, walks to the edge, and then walks back.
Well,
doesn't
once
do
he gets to
anything.
the edge of the yard, the wind picks up and he steps back.
But did she tell him to go over and confront the neighbors about the noise, or did she tell
I
him
can't
to do
remember.
something?
I can't. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hears noises coming from next door.
The house. Yeah. And I love the over dramatic wind. Just like.
And he steps back.
soon
and
as
then
he does.
he steps forward again. The wind. So he
Picks
kind of
up.
looks around and runs
Yeah.
inside.
Going home.
And then probably my favorite, I'll be honest, my favorite part of the movie is the morning routines that everybody in the neighborhood has.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like
So how
everybody
you-
has their character introduction.
Yeah.
And you don't need to know anything else about these characters other than like the 5-minute
You get
segment.
it. Like you
Yeah.
get it. Like right
Immediately.
off the bat.
And
You know,
it's-
Rumsfeld
it's
is
great.
the military.
Yeah.
I love him
Comes
hitting
out.
the button and the flag goes up.
Right.
and-
So stupid.
He comes out and he has the aviators on and yeah.
You see Walter
Letting
let
the dog
Queenie
out.
down, and she
Yeah.
runs and poops in his
directly
yard,
over to
and then
his
runs
yard.
back. And Corey Feldman's like, "Oh, Mr. Rumsfeld, wait, Queenie," and he steps in it, and
Falls.
He's like, ugh.
Rumsfeld loses his mind.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All
It's
the
gonna be the
tropes.
last time you poop on my.
All the tropes. All
Yeah.
the tropes.
Him.
And then Ray,
Is he in the backyard?
he's in the backyard. He is the other side neighbor of
Peterson.
Peterson's. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he comes. He has the branch stuck to him.
You mean Art?
Art is Art. Yeah,
said
Art.
Ray.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I meant
Art.
yeah.
Yeah.
Art
Art's
is
trying
the
to
next
shoot the
door.
crow.
Yeah, I love that he has a whole branch
Yeah.
covering him,
And it's clearly a pellet gun, and they play it off like it's a rifle.
like it's a 22.
yeah. And I'm like, it's a,
I mean, the movie could have been over. He came real close to killing Tom Hanks.
yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
Like he shot right next to his head, like to the point where Tom Hanks is like
Yeah.
getting the glass off his face.
Right.
And that's when they go in, and he was like, the neighbors were making noise, and they're sitting at the breakfast table, and we learn that Ray is on vacation, but he wants a staycation. They're
Yeah.
like, we should go to the lake. We should. And he was like, I don't wanna.
I'll stay
I just
home.
want to wear my PJs and just like not
veg,
do
hang
anything.
out.
And
Yeah.
he was like, and I'll fix the grill in the backyard, like whatever you want me to do.
Yeah.
And that's when we get the story of him saying there's something wrong with him. And then the kid, his son, was like, well, I saw him digging. He was like, digging?
Digging.
Like
He was
graves?
like, he's like midnight
Maybe.
digging holes.
Not sure.
And they're
graves.
staring at each other, and he's eating the apple, and he's
no, he
eating
was
the-
he was eating the rib.
no, but
Yeah.
the kid was eating the apple,
Yeah.
like staring at him. And they're like, "Oh my God, knock it off!"
Shut
you know?
up, you dum dums.
What did you guys think of Carrie Fisher in this?
She was the best looking I'd ever seen her.
Oh, she is the best looking in this, I think.
I don't know. Return of the Jedi has
Still
some-
better looking. Like her body
mean,
was better in this.
Yeah, she definitely didn't have the raspy voice yet. That's for
No.
sure.
No.
Hadn't started really smoking
Nah,
just yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah,
still-
she's great. She has like the pixie haircut in it.
For sure. Yeah. I liked kind of skipping scenes here, but probably my favorite scene that she's in is when Tom Hanks is up on the deck.
He can't come out and
He
play.
can't come out and play, and then the guys down below are like, "Oh man!" And the one's kicking the dirt. He's like, God,
I love
dang
that.
it."
I love that Ray is like doing the
She's on
neck,
the phone.
like she's on the phone. She's gonna hear you. Stop. But I love that it's that night they all go and they meet up at Rumsfeld,
Right.
and they're talking. Because I love that he goes over and it's Art that comes over. They're watching Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like hitting the window, and he comes over and
I don't know why he ducks. Like 3 times he
I don't
ducks
know.
down.
And then
Like,
he stands
you
there.
want him to know
No,
you're
you're
there,
there.
Yeah.
but you don't want him
Right.
to see you.
no, he didn't want her to see.
Like, what difference does it
And
make?
he's like, I'm gonna go walk the dog, and he goes out
Be
and
back before Final Jeopardy.
Right.
And this is where we really get introduced to Corey Feldman's character as well.
Yeah.
And he's telling the story of the neighbor or in the town, 20 years ago.
Right. Skip.
Skip, the ice cream man, went crazy and murdered his family and kept him in the basement, and the house started smelling, and
Come to find out,
yeah,
good old Skip.
Yeah.
good old Skip,
Mass
them all
murderer.
out.
mass murder.
And probably
You
one of
never
my
know.
again, we're introducing our characters, and I love the neighbors. When somebody, like, I think the paper boy comes by and throws something, and then the guy comes out, and it's like everybody just kind of gathers up, and it's like seeing a monkey at a zoo or something
Right?
like
It's
that.
everybody stops.
And
When,
he's
Right.
just kind of panning over
out.
everybody.
that's when the bees come out.
I do
Right.
like that when the paper boy throws it and hits him, he like throws
Throws
the
his
coffee,
coffee.
throws the coffee at the kid.
You little shit.
This is where they are talking about the Clopexes and the basement lights up for the
Yep.
first time.
Right.
It sounds like a engine starting.
Right.
And then the whole basement glows and almost like explodes, like with sound.
Right.
And they're talking about it, and the garage door opens and they hide behind the trash cans. I love that.
Hans.
I love that Rumsfeld has a night vision scope with him.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's military.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorites. So Hans drives the car to the end of the driveway, takes the trash out, shoves it aggressively into the trash can, and then beats the hell out of it with a stick. And then in the hoe, gets back in the car and backs it up
back
into the
all the way back.
into the garage. And that's Tom Hanks. One of my favorite lines is, I've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen someone drive their trash to the end of the driveway and beat the hell out of it with a stick. I've never seen that. And it's starting to rain. And then Rumsfeld says, "Scope me.
I'm out.
I'm out. Scope me."
The film was shot in sequence and was filmed during the writer's strike of 1988. The film was rushed into production to avoid the WGA, like Writers Guild strike, and principal photography began shooting on the same day that the writer's strike went into effect, May 19th, 1988. Although Dana Olsen, the writer, appeared in the film, he was prohibited from contributing anything to do with the script while on set. For this reason, Joe Dante encouraged the actors to improvise many of the scenes.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the examples was the moment when Rumsfeld rips the
Clopex.
wallpaper, an idea from Bruce Dern.
I was like, what he was doing? Like, what are you doing? You're tearing their wallpaper.
Sardine.
Just put it back up there.
And then Satan is
Malachi.
good. Satan is our pal.
I want to kill
was all-
everyone.
Yeah.
Ray,
Kill
Ray,
everyone.
you're chanting, Ray.
Chanting.
And then Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher came up with the idea of playing along with Jeopardy at home as a nightly thing.
That's
So,
funny. I like that. Listen, the movie flows really well.
For sure.
It's quick.
Yeah.
It's a fun watch. It doesn't ever take itself seriously, ever.
Right.
And it's just over. It's an hour and 31 minutes, right? I mean, it's
41,
the perfect length for this movie.
Yeah.
And there's so many quotable moments. Like, I do like the scene. The next scene really is, it's raining and he's looking in the backyard and he sees them digging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 people.
There are 3
digging
people
holes.
digging holes in the backyard, and the next morning the trash truck comes and they all start panicking. They run out because they're going to check the trash in the morning.
Right.
We can't walk over right now and go through the man's trash.
It'll look suspicious.
It'll look suspicious.
We have to do it in broad daylight.
in broad
Right.
daylight. and
Jump in the trash truck.
so I don't know the actor's name. It's the doctor from Voyager is one of the trash guys.
Yeah.
And then who's the other guy? He's a well-known
Just
actor.
old guy.
No,
seen that
he's a
old guy.
well-known actor. I love that they get in there and they're pulling the trash out,
Yeah. And they're throwing it everywhere.
Yeah.
The 2 trash guys are arguing with Art and...
Dick Miller's
Oh,
the
yeah.
other trash guy.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's
been in quite a few things.
lot.
Yeah.
I think he's always a character. He was in Gremlins. He
Drove the
and
snowplow.
Piranha, and he's a good horror character movie actor.
But yeah, and then that's kind of a running gag throughout the rest of the movie is every time people drive around the cul-de-sac, it's just trash. It's just in the middle of the
still there.
freaking...
Never gets moved.
You're going to pick it up because you're the garbage man.
My taxes pay your salary.
But this is when they see Queenie, right?
Yeah.
And Queenie is by
All
herself
alone.
and all dirty.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Rumsfeld picks Queenie up, and they go and knock on Walter's door, and they don't see anything. And they're like, what's going on? And that's when Rumsfeld opens the door.
Yeah.
And he has the piece of glass on the suction cup. And I can't remember what he says. He has he says something like... and so they're looking in the house. And Soldier's Way saves the day. And the chairs are overturned. So they're like, what the heck happened here?
Yeah.
There was a struggle.
Well,
And then
call one chair a
Mrs.
struggle.
Rumsfeld screams from the kitchen, and she's like, it's a rat. And they find Walter's hairpiece.
Yeah.
And they're like, he never leaves the house without his hairpiece,
Right.
you know?
Left here in a hurry.
Right. So Ray takes Queenie home and leaves a note and says,
Have your dog.
we have your dog. Yeah. It's like a ransom note.
Right.
And so he puts it in the mailbox. I think this is the first time.
Then he stuffs the toupee, in the mailbox.
In the
as
mailbox,
well.
As
yeah.
well. Yeah.
That's a key plot.
But this is
point.
when him and Art are like, I dare you to go knock on their door. We need to talk to him.
Yeah.
You go knock on the door. And he's like, I'll go knock on the door. In the bee scene.
That was when Hans came out the first time.
Yeah. He's like, look.
Courtney Gaines.
Look.
Malachi.
There he is. Yeah. Where are you, Pinocchio? Yeah. Where are you going, Pinocchio? So, yeah, he's out on the porch. And they're like, go say something, Ray. Ray, it's your
He's
chance.
your neighbor.
Chance.
He's your
It's
neighbor.
your chance.
He's gonna go back inside.
He's going to
Your
go back
neighbor
inside,
visits.
Ray.
If you're going to go, you better
Yeah,
go.
up, and he's gone.
He's gone.
So they go. He's like, I'll go knock on the door.
I'll go tomorrow.
He knocks on the door, and I love that the address turns to 666.
Yeah.
And the light falls off, and the bees come out.
Right.
And Rumsfeld's like, over here, boys.
Oh,
over here,
God.
boys. I think that happened. That's when they see Queenie,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's later.
Is
'Cause
it
this
later?
is the first scene after the opening scene. It's the morning
Yeah.
routine.
Yeah.
And he comes out finally, and
Yeah.
then they get into the Walter missing.
Dude, I love it so much.
He's going... does he fall through the stairs at that point, too?
Yeah, he falls.
Because that's an
it's got-
ongoing
got
gag.
Holes.
Yeah.
They got holes in their stairs.
Right.
They got holes. Gotta watch that. I'm gonna sue him. I'm not paying for that.
The wives get together and they're like, this is absolutely ridiculous. We're just going to
I'm gonna go there and knock on.
go over there and knock on the door and we're
Yeah.
going to introduce
Bring him
ourselves.
some brownies.
Right.
Another one of my favorite quotes ever. Rumsfeld his leg falls through the porch. He said, there go the goddamn
Damn
brownies.
brownies.
I bought Rick's shirt. That's all it says is there go the goddamn brownies.
That's awesome.
Gotta love
And they go in, and that's when we meet the Klopexes. But
Well, there was.
what's the
uncle.
grumpy one? What's
I don't
his
know
name?
what the uncle's name. Reuben.
Reuben.
Uncle
But
Reuben.
a
Hey, Rube.
9 on the tension scale there, Rube. Well, it's funny. We never saw a moving truck, and he said
it
it was
was
parked
parked
outside
all
all day. I love it. And sardines.
Sardine.
Oh, the
And a
noise.
pretzel.
The noise
Yeah.
of Tom Hanks eating the sardine. And then him sneezing into the moving dust.
Sure. Sardine.
And this is
bone.
when we get Rumsfeld picking the
Peeling
paper,
wallpaper
picks it, and
off.
then starts peeling it. He tears
And
it
then he
off.
just pushes it up there. Like,
He's like, this
"Ah,
is some
fuck."
serious plumbing here. And there's a giant,
Something knocks.
exhaust in the,
Yeah.
He knocks
and then it
dum,
knocks
dum,
back.
dum.
Oh,
Yeah.
what you got in the cellar there?
And that's when we meet the brother.
Yeah.
The doctor.
The doctor. Did you ever say his name, or is it just the doctor?
It's Dr. Warner Klopex.
Warner.
Ruben and Hans. But I love that Ruben in real life, that is how he talks and acts.
Really?
In real life, that's how he is.
Wow.
Perfect.
And he was
Awesome.
he was on like Letterman a lot back in the day, and he never broke that
That's
character.
right.
He was always like the mean German guy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think that this is when Ray goes back to the backyard, right? He's taking a nap. He's like, he's done with all of it. And Art comes over
Had
and
like
he's like,
6
hey,
beers and
yeah, there's
fell
something.
asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is when
I'm only taking a nap.
this is when the dog keeps bringing the bone back to him. They're throwing it.
Throwing it.
And he's like, Ray, do you know what this is?
It's a bone.
Yeah, it's a bone. It's a femur. Yeah. And he was like,
okay.
yeah. It's the largest bone in the human body.
Yeah.
And they start doing the
Sure.
scream, the pan in and out.
Yeah.
So this is when they come up with the plan because Carol's like, I'm going to the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm done.
I'm out. So they're like, we're going to get over there.
They take the kid. Yeah,
We're going to wait for the Clopexes to leave. And then we're going to go over.
We're going in.
And we're going to figure out
And
what's
I ain't
happening.
leaving till I find a body.
I ain't leaving till I find a body. So Rumsfeld's up on the porch, right?
Yeah.
Corey Feldman's character gets everyone, all of his friends.
When they went in to visit and then they opened up the door, the Great Dane came out. That's when Tom Hanks finds the toupee and stuffs it in his pocket.
Yeah, he's like,
and he
"Look what I found."
knows Walter's there. Well, he thinks Walter's there.
Right.
So that's when he says, "We're going back in."
We're going back in.
Because he just shoved the toupee back into
The mailbox.
Yeah.
So there's no way
it
should be in their house.
Right.
No.
Except
So
if they were picking their mail.
they
up
have
for
an
them.
electric fence over the top of
Yes.
over the top of their wooden fence. The Clopexes do.
Yeah.
So this is when
Also rigged to alarms.
Yeah.
This
And
is when
floodlights.
Art climbs the pole.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm fine. I know why. And he cuts it, and it shocks him, and he falls.
No, this is when the dog comes out, he jumps the fence
Yeah.
because the dog's coming after him.
Oh, yeah.
But the next night or the next day, before they went in there, he cut that. And then, he came over the fence, was trying to get into the cellar, and he kept hearing all the noises. And then the dog comes out and chases him off, and they don't cut it till the next day.
Yeah.
When they go back in, and it's just like,
Oh, dude, when he
What are
cuts
you
it,
doing?
though, it electrocutes
He should
him.
have
He
been
falls
so dead.
from the top of the pole through the shed. And when he
Right.
comes out, his fingernails are black. His whole body's smoking. And he's talking about how his fillings are
and you
hot.
can see the coming out of his
steam.
mouth, like
Yeah.
steam, like it's molten.
So they go to
Freaking metal
they're in
in
the
his
backyard and they're digging. They dug a shit ton of holes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that Art isn't doing anything.
No.
He's just,
He's
he had
lookout on the
radio.
top.
Yeah, Ray
radio.
is just keeps moving from hole to hole trying to find bodies.
Oh,
And they're like, "Let's go look in the house."
It's probably cooler in there anyway. It's
Yeah,
hot out here.
It's hot out
Yeah.
here. So Art,
This turned out to be a lot more work than I thought it was going to
yeah,
be.
Right.
Rumsfeld's up on the roof keeping an eye out
Lookout,
on things.
quote
Yeah,
unquote. Yeah.
Corey Feldman has
Ricky
has the party going on.
trying to get everybody to. It's happening
Hey,
today.
man, you
It's
got to come
happening.
over.
Going down
You guys
today.
got to
Yeah.
come over.
And I love that he's trying to get in the lock with the cards, but
just breaks it.
Arts are all melted
Melts
together. So he just keeps breaking cards, and he finally breaks the glass and goes in, and
Yeah.
they start digging in the basement. They're like,
Loose
is
dirt.
Is it normal for a furnace to go up to 5,000 degrees?
Maybe in Germany.
Right?
There's like skulls and stuff like that on it too, isn't there? Or
Oh,
no?
it's like it just looks like a crematory.
Crematory,
Yeah,
yeah.
it really does. But they don't associate that. They don't even look in it.
No.
And so
They
start.
fire it up.
They're like, this is loose dirt, and so they start digging and digging.
They dig down like 4 feet.
4 feet. And he finally was like, I hit something.
Yeah.
And
Gas main.
Art runs out
It's
and
a
he's
gas
like,
main.
we found Walter. We found Walter. And he goes back in, but he had hit the gas main. So he's like, Art, get out of the house. I hit the gas. And Art runs out of the house and the house explodes with Ray still in there.
Right.
And next
How he
thing you know,
lived.
here come the Clopexes
On their way back.
with the cops.
Yeah.
Because they had pulled up and seen something going on.
in the
Right.
basement.
So they go
the
get the
lights,
police
yeah.
and come back.
So I'm going to be honest. I feel like the movie should have ended because the cops are there. They surround everybody. Tom Hanks miraculously survives in the basement,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It comes up. And then they're getting ready to arrest him and Art and
Right.
everybody involved. And I felt like the movie should have ended right after he gave that speech, personally. Because funniest part to me was that they were so fixated on this one thing, and that was kind of the whole part of the comedy for the
Yeah,
movie.
the whole time that they're looking for Walter, then
Right.
Walter comes home.
He comes
Yeah, he
home.
comes home, and that's when Rumsfeld is like, we got a big problem here.
Yeah.
Walter's home.
Yeah.
Walter's alive. Had some heart palpitations.
Yeah.
And it turns out that
They were getting his
they
mail
were getting
for
his
him.
mail, and they were taking care of his dog,
Yeah.
Queenie.
The detective is like, Walter says that he has a ransom note saying that you have his
Stole
dog.
his dog.
Yeah, you stole his dog. I do like that when the house explodes, top of
Yeah,
it,
the lightning rod.
lightning rod comes and lands in the middle of the police car, and it
Right through it.
yeah. But as
Like my car.
as the house is on fire, this is when Ray comes out.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, how he skips down those 3 steps. I don't know how anyone could even do that. He just like, yep. And his eye is like the size of a baseball.
Right.
And And so he's hurt, and that's when his wife comes home.
How
That's
you got your hair cut?
Yeah. Oh, you got your hair cut. And he's real calm.
Yeah.
Like he knows he screwed
He's
up.
in shock.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is a big, you breaking and entering and
Yeah.
Blew their house
Person,
up.
yeah.
And he's a well-known doctor, and
well-known pathologist.
he's like, I really like your hair. I'm
Yeah.
glad you got it cut. And he's just ignoring the cop. And
Can you hear me?
this is when Art says,
We got him.
we got him though. Did you find it? Did you find anything? Did you find the skulls? Did you find anything?
The skull to the guy that just came home.
And Tom Hanks loses his mind, and then he bites his finger, his broken finger. Art does.
That whole rant.
Oh, it's so
so
good.
good.
It's a great
Yeah.
monologue.
It's a
For
great
sure.
rant. And then the part again when he
I like it when Tom Hanks get the high pitched voice.
Yeah.
like the.
when he throws he
Falsetto.
lays down on the gurney and nobody moves it, so he's like, screw it, and he picks it up and throws it in the ambulance and
Take me
jumps
to
into
the
the
hospital.
hospital. I'm sick.
I'm sick. Take me to the hospital.
She's like, honey, are you all right? I'm fine.
I'll find out what hospital they're taking you to, and I'll follow along.
Okay.
And this is when Dr. Klopex gets in. He's like, "Oh, Mr. Klopex, I'm so sorry about your house. I'll help you. I'll help you rebuild. I just got new tools from my father-in-law.
I can do the work.
I can do the work." And he's like, "You saw my skulls, didn't you?
Don't play games with me.
Don't play games with me." And Hans is behind the driver's seat.
Good old Hans.
Yep. And so a fight ensues between Klopex and
Ray.
Ray.
And he grabs Hans, and Hans drives the ambulance into Art's house. Front door. And then the gurney falls out the back, and they're going down the street, and they hit the Klopex's car, and
The trunk pops
the
open.
trunk pops open, and they're trying to separate them, and
Citizens arrest.
this is
Yeah.
when Corey Feldman pulls the.
You don't have any evidence.
He pulls
What about
the.
now?
What about now? And the whole trunk of the car is ridiculously filled with bones.
Right.
Like to
Multiple
the brim.
skulls.
Well, there's like 100 skulls in
Right.
there.
Right? There's a good.
And I always
30
love
bodies
Dr.
in that.
Klopex's like
Is
look.
this your
He's like,
vehicle?
"Oh,
He's like, oh,
oh,
maybe.
maybe.
I don't know.
And then Hans gets out of the ambulance and starts running. And Rumsfeld
Bruce
runs,
Lee was like,
scissor kicks him. He says, "Where are you going, Pinocchio?" And that's pretty much how the movie
He
ends.
grabs
It
him. I
is.
was like, don't test me. Spend 18 months in the bush.
Snap
I'll break your
I'll
neck.
break your neck. So I can only imagine that our review of this movie is ridiculous. You just have to watch it. It's
Right.
hard to really talk about.
It is.
It moves really fast. It's really funny. There's lots of quotable moments in it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a good time, but don't go into
Don't
this.
expect anything
No.
from it.
Don't,
It's not
don't look
Green
for depth.
Mile. It's
There's
not,
zero depth.
right.
It literally takes
No-
place on a street.
No character
There's
development.
none.
No.
Everybody's character is set in stone from the first moment.
Yeah.
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 So,
It's just a fun movie. It's one that you can put on, go mind numb,
yeah.
watch it, laugh, and be done with it.
It's-
Never think about it.
It's
again.
a 3 a.m. movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with
Come
you.
Back, Come back from the bar and
It's on.
Put something
Shit.
on. Yep.
Shit, let's watch it.
Yeah.
So,
Good
But-
stuff.
did you watch alternate scene?
I did not.
I did not. I didn't even know there was one. So
Really?
what is it?
So it changes the dialogue in like the back of the ambulance, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And then there's it kind of ends almost the exact same, except for it's through the news. Like somebody's being interviewed, and then it's just them kind of fighting, but it ends basically the exact same where the
Okay.
the Klopexes they get arrested for murder and stuff like that. So, but yeah, just
I always
different dialogue.
I'm pretty sure the Klopek is the same last name as his best friend from Big.
Really?
Is it? Let's find out.
Pretty sure.
Let's
Might be
test it.
Klopeki.
Yeah.
Let's test this theory.
It's just a theory,
Just a theory.
a movie theory.
A movie theory. His last name's Baskin.
Yep,
It just
Josh
says
Baskin.
Billy.
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
right.
say.
Josh Baskins.
Yeah, it
Yep.
doesn't say.
Goddamn Carol Baskins.
We don't need that.
recover financially from this.
Right. Well, they did, man. They made a pretty good penny on this movie. So
Yeah, they did.
15 million.
Almost-
All right.
almost.
Final thoughts for the Burbs.
I mean, not really. It's one of those movies that I will always watch if it's on. And
Right.
if I can't think of anything to watch, I'll just put it on.
Is this like a pretty important movie between you and your brother?
I just think my entire family. I mean,
Really?
now passing it on to like my wife and kids, like we've watched it. a ton. And I think it's just because it's just ridiculous and fun. That's
Right.
it. Like there's no real reason for it,
Yeah.
you
Right.
know?
It's just a fun
My
movie.
mom introduced it to me and I watched it and watched it and watched it. I mean, we had it on VHS. We watch all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. Cool. Is that how you watched it? VHS, or did you have?
I can't remember if we went to the theater or not. I mean, I was
Well, I
9.
mean, just like whenever
Recently.
you watch it for the review.
Oh, no. I watched it on a streaming service. Like, I had bought it on Amazon when it was available on Amazon, so it's in
Really?
my library.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, we want to get into our ratings. Do you want to explain our ratings?
Sure. So we have an S through F rating, S being superior, perfect in all way, rewatchable. Everything about it is the best of the best. A is really good movie, might have a flaw, but it's a solid movie. B is good movie, multiple flaws, but again, rewatchable. It's just an overall decent movie.
Right.
C is average. Might watch it if it's on, maybe not. Maybe not something that you think about
Right.
ever again. D is, I don't know.
Crap.
Just lots of gunfighting, no story, that kind of stuff.
Very minimalist.
Just
One redeeming quality.
one redeeming
probably.
quality in the whole movie is probably it.
Yeah. Probably just one.
I'm
And
just
then-
going to start doing the ratings my
And then this is when you say this podcast is bullshit. And then F is just is trash. You'll never watch it again. Never recommend it.
And you shouldn't have watched it to begin with.
You might even think about how much you shouldn't have watched it.
Right.
That's how
Yeah.
bad
Right.
it is. So that is our rating system.
Cool.
So what do you give the Burbs there, Dave?
I got to give it an A. I'm sorry. It means that much to me. I will rewatch it. I love all the characters. I love the setting. It is nowhere near an S tier. Realistically, it's probably a B movie, but I am giving it an A because
fine.
of how much it means to me.
That's awesome.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I'll give it a B. Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks. Bruce
Yeah.
Dern's Bruce Dern. It's funny. It's quick. It's easy. It's,
There's not much to
there's
it
no,
at
there's
all.
fluff. It's
It
all
is fluff. I
It's
mean,
it's got some good gags, and if
I
you're
feel like
paying
the script is like 15 pages long.
I feel
honestly.
like
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of comedy in that movie that you miss if you're not paying attention to it.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's like
The
you
dog
said, the
food.
dog food thing.
It took me years to catch him do that.
I haven't seen the movie in years, and I had forgotten completely about it, and I noticed it right off the bat. It's like he grabs that food out of her hand and eats it, and it, like he visibly is disgusted, but still eats it. And then in the background, you see her put that bowl down, and the dog starts eating, and I'm like, he just ate
But they
wet
never,
dog food.
never, ever acknowledge
Oh
it.
God, I would have barfed. So bad. Yeah. But I give it a B. There's late 80s, early 90s fluff, and you just happen to have a really good cast.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
in my like top 20 movies of all time.
That's awesome.
I just love it.
Yeah.
I just rewatch it all the time.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got you, man.
Yeah.
I got those movies.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got them. They're usually
Mine was Strange Wilderness.
sweaty
so-
white people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those feel good movies.
right.
All right.
So I was kind of teetering between a C plus and a B minus, and I think I'm going to go with a B minus because I think what puts it over the edge of just above average movie is a lot of the comedy tropes of the movie,
Yeah.
and then like you guys were saying, there's little things that are hidden throughout the movie that you wouldn't have caught on the first go around. So
In those aspects, it's smart comedy.
right.
Most of it is dumb comedy.
Oh yeah,
You're right.
but there's some
But-
smart comedy in there. If you're
Oh,
looking.
lots of it.
For
I
sure.
mean, just even the
looking.
sayings like
Art's
where
comedy
are you
is-
going, Pinocchio?
He's
Like
so dumb, but his comedy is so smart.
So
Perfect.
good.
Like
Yeah.
they wrote his character so well stupid
right.
that it's like you're not that dumb,
And I
you just can't be.
Right.
So for me, probably one of my favorite things is that every movie has like your character input, like the audience input character of like, oh, you're going through this movie through this character.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, that was Corey Feldman, where it is, hey guys, come over here. I got some pizza. We're just going to watch these guys
Yeah.
do this stuff. So
I mean, really, Corey Feldman's like a solid character. in
Oh,
it.
yeah,
all
for sure.
around. He
did
knows that they're all
nothing.
dumbasses.
Right.
He did nothing
Yeah,
in
but
that
he
movie, but
is the
watch.
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like, you have to come watch
Well,
these
he even
idiots.
breaks
For
the
sure.
fourth wall at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot he does that at the
So,
very end. He's
I
like,
was
I love my neighborhood.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, come on, man.
Yep.
So-
So what do we say? B.
I'm down with a B.
I'm good with the B.
B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Cool.
Cool. All right.
All right. Go watch The Burbs. It's fun.
It
I
is
promise.
fun. Yeah. I think we all recommend that you watch it. So,
Yeah, it's a classic 90s movie.
yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Till next time.
See ya.
Oi, oi.
Bye.
Oi. Hello and welcome to the Postcast. I wanted to say thank you to all our loyal and new listeners. Shout out to all our new listeners and subscribers. Thank you for helping us and supporting us on this journey. Happy Father's Day to all those celebrating, and thank you, Dad, for all your wisdom and guidance. We invite you all to check out our Facebook group or check out our Reddit sub. If you're listening on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe, and tell us what you think the movie should be rated, and follow us wherever podcasts are found. Look for our next episode, Monday, June 24th, as we review A Quiet Place. We hope you've enjoyed our program just as much as we did recording for you. Thank you, and stay tuned for our next episode.